Hello everybody! Welcome back to Into and analyzing another replay line. This time we're back in the live lead yet again. Doing a lot of live lead standing, really getting my standard grind set up. Now if you take a look at the title of this video down there, it's all about Fool's Gold, isn't it? You see, this is not a map that I played very well. I would say I played this one pretty poorly. This map here is Suburbia. It's a pretty decent map. I kind of enjoy it. Now, what am I talking about with Fool's Gold? I'm talking about middle. One look at this map and you should see very clearly that this is kind of a bait on the middle. Not only is all the cities very well defended with good terrain around them, but they're in very quick reinforce from the bases, especially if this pipe seam breaks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You interrupt that in one turn. This is in 2 turns. You just have too much good terrain. This is the Fool's Gold middle. And a little spoiler for this match, I end up falling into the bait here of seeing the riches, so to speak. Look at all the properties there. In reality, the best way to play this map is focusing these corners. There's a lot of corner value. I have a weak little one base here. The airport's not very great over here. It has to kind of like loop around to go over here to reinforce the one base. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't even reach like the comm tower of this property in 2 turns. So not the strongest airport reinforce ever, but meanwhile, you have 2 bases and even an airport of your own, and this airport can go north. So very strong 2 base side up here. This map is clearly designed to push really hard up here. Probably not a base rush map. I don't think that's really the end goal here, but at the very least, you want to push here. You should be able to probably pressure them off the comm tower, off this property. Probably not past it because this is in base range. But these properties, man, you can get a hold of these. You can really push your advantage down here. It's not bad. But obviously, things don't go quite according to plan regarding. Just keep in mind the idea of the Fool's Gold here. So I'm playing Andy yet again. As I've already talked about Andy. He's my GOAT of Tier 3. He's just the man, the myth, the legend. He's never bad. He's never a bad pick on any map. There's just maps where he's not great. But he's kind of like Olaf. It's never bad to pick Olaf. It's never bad to pick Andy. Superpower based CO, he wants to get his hyper upgrade, repair all his units, and do big bang boom. Cool thing about Andy in particular is that he can take some less than favorable trades that other COs can't, just so he can heal those units later. However, not as much so versus my opponent, which is Lash. Lash is quite the menace. I'd say she's the closest thing to Andy's Hunter in Tier 3, although she does not hold a candle to what Kindle did. But the reason it's hard to brawl against Lash is because she has that extra 10% day-to-day per terrain star, and look at the terrain here. You have Silo here, Silo here, Silo here, Forest here, Lab and a city right next to each other. So much good terrain. So it's really hard to fight into Lash in this map. I think my opponent picking Lash was a pretty good move. The problem with Lash, though, and the reason I don't often pick her, she's kind of a higher skill CO to use, because you really need to leverage that damage, because Lash's powers are pretty weak. There are a decent bit of woods that she could, terrain tactics through, but other than that, they're really nothing to talk about. They're very expensive powers. I often find that terrain tactics is often just akin to a side slip on most maps for 4 stars, and prime tactics, while it looks visually very impressive, it's not an easy thing to really use effectively, I feel. It's kind of an overrated power. So, my opponent has definitely the advantage here before the game's even started, until I get my hyper upgrade. So, my goal as Andy is to conserve as many units as I can, while not letting my foot off the gas entirely. I can't just be passive, because then Lash will just get everything you want. So, it's a balancing act. You don't want to lose too much, but you can't just do nothing. You're not Eagle here. You can't just sit back and gather 50 units and be down like 6k income. So, without any further ado, let's get into this lovely match here on Suburbia. So notably, I want to talk a little bit here about openers, because one of my biggest weaknesses as a player I have right now is I'm really bad at reading maps. especially for the first time, which is a real problem in live leagues they don't have. This map I chose to not use an opener. Usually I copy my openers. But this one I decided to wing it. I think that's going to cause a lot of issues, as we'll see. Going for the day 1 cap here. Go for the base, day 1 cap. My opponent mirrors me. I think we actually make the exact same assortment of infantry moves, actually. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of variation there. That. I want to go for this property first, because that is a sexy chain over there. That chains into that, that, into that, or it can chain into that. Now, realistically, these two properties, I have no hope of holding these. This one is 1 turn away from the base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Never get that. Even if I could get that, I wouldn't be able to hold it. It'd be impossible. This one's a little more realistic, but as a 1 base versus a very strong 2 base, if I could get that, not very likely to hold it. And they've opened strong side tank. Very smart move. I think a lot of people open strong side tank. Now, that being said, I think perhaps I would have liked it from this base, because I think there's more uses for infantry over here than there are for over here. But I see the advantage here. You can go further and be more aggressive with this tank. So there's a trade-off. You know, you can get a tank right here, or you can go all the way down here and really threaten. Because this turn, you can interrupt the comm tower from 2 turns from this silo, which is very scary. So seeing this tank, my first thought was, oh, they're gonna do some silo shenanigans and knock me down to like 2 HP. Well, I said 2 infantry down here. I'm not sure how much I like this in hindsight. I think, looking back on it now, I probably could have done just 1 and accepted a slower back cap, but I ended up going with 2. We'll see if that pans out for me. My opponent does not mirror this. Oh, never mind, they do. They just do it a little differently. That's okay. Maybe I shouldn't feel so bad about it after all. So yeah, like I said, this tank is scary. Because not only can it go on a lot of good defensive terrain, it can go on terrain and strike for 30% extra firepower, and she doesn't even have her comm tower yet. That is stronger than a max tank. That is a very scary vehicle. So I go here. I go here because she can't attack me from very good terrain. And, more importantly, if she don't want to the silo to attack, I can strike back from a silo myself. It's not the best without a comm tower, but considering there's only 1 tank there and she won't have a tank to reinforce, I'm feeling pretty okay about it. And I open a strong side tank as well. I don't double down on my weak side. Weak side, you kind of want to have some vehicles, but you can't let up on your strong side. You gotta have strong side vehicles too. So if I'm Lash here, I'm still gonna take the shot here. Why? Well, I could surround you, but it's not realistic. Like, actually, no, I can't. I'm talking on my ass. I would absolutely go here and smack this. You're going to deny the tower for probably at least 2 turns. And again, it's Andy, where I've got no firepower bonuses. That's very bad for me. Lash, you don't need the comm tower as much, I feel. Day-to-day COs can kind of get away with it. I have this mentality in Fog, too, where if my opponent plays like the comm tower deny and I'm someone like Max, I kind of just go okay. But if I'm someone who, like Olaf, and I don't have any firepower, I kind of like, okay, I take that seriously. But the reason I would do this attack in particular is because even if I strike you, I'm probably going to deal, what, that's on 3-star terrain? I'm probably going to knock you down to like 6. It's probably going to be like a 6-6 trade. It's going to be great. Another option you could do instead, if you don't like that move, is put the tank on either this city or this city. Probably this city to throw, so you already have an infantry watching that one. But putting the tank here, again, I could strike you from the silo. I don't particularly love that move. And you have another tank coming, but instead the tank just kind of retreats a little bit. Which, I saw this and I kind of scratched my head a little bit. I'm like, that's not a very Lash move to make. You can sit. You can sit. If you're really scared of this, you can sit on this city. Anything's better than retreating back to this woods. Like you are not in danger, my friend. But for me personally, I was relieved. I'm like, oh, good. I'm gonna get my comm tower. I can breathe a little bit. They built a mech over here. I really don't like that. I don't like mechs. Mechs can kind of go here and protect the Fool's Gold, which again is, I would say these 3 properties. Those are the Fool's Gold for black. and these 3 properties are the Fool's Gold for Jade. Black Hole is going to get these. Jade's going to get these. I decided to be a little cheeky with my tank. Now, this was a blunder. This infantry is now completely undefended. This is a very aggressive move. But now this is just a free tank hit. So I really don't like that. I'm just saying, like, hey, here's a free guy for you. Don't like that. My mindset was, oh, well, now I'm on your city. You can't capture my kid. This is the fools. This is. You can see where I'm like, what? I want that middle. I want middle good, middle strong. That's what all the videos say. This is such a bad interrupt. The Fool's Gold, man. The Fool's Gold. That infantry's going to strike me back with 40% firepower. They tap the tower, strike me out with 40. That, if it doesn't kill me, it definitely knocks me down to like 1. Really bad move. This tank goes here. I don't hate it. It's got nice flexibility on where it can go. It can interrupt this property. I think I would have instead preferred to have it like here, because this way I could guarantee a free hit on this infantry as well as this infantry. Again, I'm going to get these no matter what, but I understand the initial move of like, oh, I don't want them going here. Especially since the tank can't reinforce there. Move up an infantry, capture the property. Move up with them. Build myself another strong city tank. Well, why am I not building more weak side tanks? I can't. It's a balancing act, right? When you have this strong side, weak side dynamic, it's really a balance of how much do I want to pressure. And right now, my opponent has one wimpy mech over here. I want them to start building some tanks over there. I want to be like, hey, I'm coming to mess with you. You gotta do something. Well, my opponent, you'll see. So like, okay, yeah. See, look at that. Terrible. I'm gonna deny that property for like 2 turns, and I lost an infantry basically. That's a safe property that I'm not gonna do. Doesn't go for the free hit. I disagree. I disagree heavily with this move. This tank can already go there to threaten. Take the free hit, man. That is a free interrupted property on the weak side. You already have a tank going here. You don't need to do this. So I heavily disagree with this move. Kind of just makes it so this tank doesn't do anything. Like, yeah, you're scaring me with a kill. But this is enough to ward me away. Or at least it should be in hindsight. Will I? Who knows? Builds an artillery. Still, no strong side tank. Very wimpy little mechies. I do not like mechs on the strong side. Because guess what? Now I can hit that for free. I can hit that for free. I can go over here for pressure with nothing to fight me. I can do whatever I want. I hate this move. Oh, man, that move. Oh, brother, the Fool's Gold. I'm like, yeah, look at me. No, you're not getting that city at all. That's a very safe city. He has an artillery jump, but I'm not going to stop that. And now, I'm inviting myself to get hit by a lap. Ooh, wait. Oh, maybe I'm smarter than I gave myself credit for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't get on the city. That was a free guy. Interesting. If only this tank moved a bit more forward. It could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even if it was on the road, you'd be able to reach. But because of this, I actually get... This is an insanely bad move. But because of the poor positioning of the first tank, and it being so defensive, it just can't properly punish me. Wow, I didn't even realize that. I was ready to rip on this move, but this is a blunder. I think in the moment, I was like, he's going down the city, but I didn't count the movement, so that's a dead infantry. But, you know, I get to take a free pot shot here. Capture that. Capturing that in the face of the infantry. I'm like, I have everything over here. If you come interrupt me, you're going to get wiped off the earth. Move over here. Build a weak side tank. Build an artillery of my own. And infantry. Now, these artilleries are going to do 2 very different things. So remember, right now, I'm still in the fool's gold mindset of I want control of the middle. This tank went over here, front shifted to the middle, and now has taken control of this property, for lack of a better word. But he's kind of buying into it too. We're kind of both going for the fool's gold here of the middle. Again, I feel like this is what we actually need to care about. Honestly, if it's me, I'm pivoting, going kill this infantry, kill that. Push your tanks down here. You only have one tank to respond. What? We're not doing that. Instead, we just turn out. He does go for the hit, but not the kill. Very interesting. I just he doesn't want to be hit from base range. I don't know, though. I feel like this Lashy gotta be more aggressive than that. Those aren't, again, just these really weak... Mech's artillery are support units. And going for this, mechs don't even cover! What is the mech doing? What are they doing? Now, I make a bit of a blunder in this turn. Oops. Sorry about that. Hang on. This tank should absolutely go interrupt this infantry and then finish off with this guy. This tank now has nothing to do because it can't attack that. It can't attack that. This was a silly mistake. I think I realized it on the turn too. Could have been such a better turn. This... Okay. The whole shenanigans was sitting here first. This tank doesn't even cover you, man. I mean, it technically does, but I'm not going that way. I'm also opening myself up alternatively to being cleared here. I'm assuming... Okay, I thought I was on the left. Thank God. This was cute. This was cute before. That's a silo, my guy. This was unpunishable. That's a silo. Oof! Ah, that hurt. And what? Here he comes to claim the gold. He's getting all the free juicy hits down here. My opponent is taking the don't build vehicles on your one base thing to heart. They, like, must have read that in a video somewhere and were like, yeah, I'll never build one base vehicles. Just, man, they are being so passive over here. I pivot. The little artillery ball. Protecting this cap. Protecting that city. Protecting this infantry. Protecting this tank. Like, this looks good, but again, the silos. Put it here. Be defensive around here. It's okay. It's okay to be defensive. Honestly, even going on this city would be better. So, oh, I can't reach. Wow, okay. Yeah, I really don't like this move. Build a copter. Anti-copters are quite strong. But now my only tank in the region is about to get schlacked from a silo. Great. Burst open the pipe seam. This is now completely never happening. Ever. Once this pipe seam breaks, forget about it. These two properties, you're never getting them. This one's reinforced from one turn, and this one you can reinforce in 2 turns from a silo. And it can be raised to this space regardless. This is now off limits. The Fool's Gold is now locked in. God, this just feels bad. That would have been a good roll, I think. Because the other one was an 8-5. This was a 9-4. So I saw that, and I'm like, man, this blows. Get my properties. Boomba. Boomba. And this is when I'm starting to wake the fuck up. I'm like, okay. I got my middle properties. I got my half. We have to go and attack the one base. We cannot continue on our course of action. And this was scary. You can, like, technically get a shot off and block with artillery, but you have all the schlop. You just don't have anything to fight me. I want to keep these 5 and 6. I'm turtling now with my tanks. Goes in, attacks me. All that's gonna die. Well, surely they build a tank now, right? Surely. Surely. Surely the one base gets a tank now on day 11. Now that there's actually like some pressure coming towards you and we can't play super passive anymore. Surely now. Nope. Copter. That's all gonna die. This cannot hold. And I have the anti-air for the copter already, so. What are you doing? There's an anti-air there. I need to explain this turn very particularly. This is important. Remember, at this point, I have realized my folly. I've realized the Shikabane folly. I've realized this is the fool's gold. Nobody needs that gold. I've learned. I've gotten wise. I've figured it out. But, okay. How do I flip the game around? Because I am down here. I am down quite a bit of unit value. They're set to take my comm tower. They're set to take this property. I'm not anywhere close. This was the turn I locked in, and I was like, okay. We played pretty poorly. How do we fix this? And the answer is I need my power. I need my power, and I need it now. But I still have a lot of charge away. I can't just throw units out there. He'll realize what I'm doing. So I need to be a bit brave. I've been blundering this whole game. Let's blunder a bit more. So I know copter hit there. Queen with the infantry. Tank on the city. Block with the swap. This is so wall breakable. All you have to do is go tank attack from silo, tank attack here. This is really easy to swap up. So easy to swap, isn't it? Gonna lose a copter. You see, sometimes I'm a gambling man. Again, Andy, I am a stop CO. And my opponent has gone this entire game without committing to their one base at all. They have an artillery and 2 mechs, and that's it. Kind of this copter, but that's being zoned. I'm willing to bet they keep doing that. They're going to think, I have the comm tower, I'm safe. Artillery kills that. Boomga. Tank attack. Kill that. My opponent's been passive on the one base this whole game. And I am gambling that they'll keep doing that. This is their turn. This is their chance. There are a few ways that they can do this. They have every opportunity to stop, because here's the thing. I am making a gamble here. I'm making a gamble that my opponent is going to be passive on the one base. And I'm making a gamble that they're not going to commit over there, even though they have the money to. This player, I'm like, they're not going to build a medium tank. Why do I care if they build a medium tank? We'll see. So this is their turn. Again. Look at this juicy wall break you have back here. Beautiful. Look at all of those units. You want to send all your forces down there, don't you? I bet you do. I want this copter to come hit the tank. I want to clear this. I want you to kill my copter. Please. They get both comm towers. Knock my infantry down to 5. Infantry goes here. Chip me down. Doesn't matter. Clear. Oh. 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 Is that a free bopter for you? It sure is. At this point, I was grinning ear to ear. I'm like, oh. Now, Why do I care about this power charge? I only have 2 tanks to heal and a bunch of infantry. Do you see? Do you see what I set up on the previous turn? If you don't, it's okay. I get it. My opponent, I read him like a book. So they do a bunch of stuff. Really wimpy over here. I would have gone all in. They built a tank. Finally, a tank on the 1 base. Not a medium tank. A tank. When I saw this move, I knew I won the game. After all that brawling for the fool's gold, I realized what I had to do. First things first, I need a little charge. Goodbye, Tanky. It's time to put them in the dirt. That's a dead base. No comm tower needed. Andy's hyper upgrade gives you 5 HP restore to all your units, +1 move, and 10% extra firepower. In addition to the 10-10, guaranteeing a 2-hit KO on a city tank, or in this case, a base tank. There was a lot of ways this couldn't have worked. If my opponent put the artillery here, if my opponent had instead built a medium tank, if my opponent built a copter, but I gambled. And when I saw them end turn, with 8k in the bank, and a tank over here, and not a medium, not a neo, I knew it was over. And now, that is an uninterruptible base cap. After squandering in the middle for the goal, I learned. I finally, better late than never, read the damn map and realized what I was supposed to do from the start. And all I have to do now is not die. We're killing my units. Cap the lab. And they resign. They resign. Now, why do they resign? The answer is simple. They lost their base. I would resign too. I think the last player played a lot better than me on their offense. It destroyed me. I made so many blunders. I wasted so much time going for the fool's gold. Wasted my time being totally up front, pushing everything out there. Just lost so much. Had no business winning this game. Let's be real. But 2 turns. When I realized what I needed to do, I made a gamble. I bet on my opponent doing exactly what I wanted them to do. And when they did it, when they took my sacrificial lamb, and when they didn't when they tripled down on this not focusing on the weak side mentality, they have so many units here. If they could have done so much stuff, but they didn't see it coming. There's just so much that point, it's 2 base. It's 4 base versus 2 base. And it's just like, yeah, you're gonna get this lab. You're threatening this lab too, but all I gotta do is capture that lab and I'm good. And just deny this for 1 turn. Which again, really easy to do. So that is the tale of the Fool's Gold. How a very lucrative middle almost made me lose the game. And probably would have if I hadn't realized what I actually have to do. I think Beandog here was actually pretty good as Lash. They really punished a lot of my mistakes. I think my main thing for them is just this like what are we doing, man? Wait, Wimpy, put yourself on a city. Especially like this one. If I attack into you, I lose that trade. So wimpy. Don't like the match. I didn't like any of that stuff. Just not committing. My biggest thing for Beandog here is to commit more to your weak side. I understand wanting to do the whole Aegis thing and just stab him on the strong side. Yeah. And they did that. But you can't do nothing on your weak side. And this just... There should have been a tank. The moment I wall break here... Wait, a turn earlier... Like, the moment I'm starting to redress it, there should be some tanks here, man. And I think they kind of intended to use that topic, but again, they saw... They saw the sacrificial lamb, took it, and it was over after that. So I hope you enjoyed this brief little tale. And hopefully maybe you'll avoid the Fool's Gold in other maps. I think there's plenty of other maps where the center looks really enticing, but in actuality is really easy to reinforce and realistically just not where you should be putting your attention. Go for the sides. Look at the properties. Look where places can enforce. Pick your battles wisely. That's the lesson of today's video. A lesson I'm still learning, evidently. I very easily could have and probably should have lost this match. But I didn't. In the Mr. Dog, you played a good game, my friend. Mucho respecto to you. But in the end, the Fool's Gold baby took the sacrificial lamb, fed me my power, and didn't recognize the danger 2 measly taints could possess. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody.